Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Here we're going to look at this residential application. So we have a raised deck here with a ceiling, and you can see that there's some flared edge here and over here, and a flat ceiling here. We have some lights, a fan, and there's a doorway back here that is going to, I believe, swing inward. Let's go ahead and just look at the footprint that I was sent. So you can see that there's a structure back here, and so basically we have one wall and a ceiling, and there's a barbecue and some bar stool seating on the outside edge here. There is a staircase over here I don't have modeled, but that's okay. We're not concerned about that section, and turn that off. Look at some dimensions here. So dimension wise, this top ceiling to the floor I have at 9.4 1/4, and to the bottom edge here, we're just going to call it 8 feet. The overall depth here is 21.6, and the inside section's 18.5, and then we have this 24.5 this direction here. So I do have a fan dimension here. This might be different from the customer's fan, but it's 5'2" and 7/16 in diameter, and relatively close to the ceiling. I'm not quite sure, they didn't give me the exact dimensions of that, but I have it relatively close to the ceiling, probably within 4 to 6 inches there. So all right, let's turn that off. So there's two different areas here that we want to heat up. Well, basically three, but we have the seating here, dining here, and then an outer seating over here. Now with the height, I have placed 6,000 watt units. I believe this is a relatively colder climate area, and so with the fan there, I have them placed 18 inches away from the fan. Let me just see the dimension here real quick from heater to heater. Hold on one sec. So you can see here, whoops, it'll be approximate 9 feet center. And I would probably like to go a little bit closer, but then you can see here as well is that we're not going to achieve the heat on the outside edge here as well. I'm trying to get a nice coverage space between. So that was my my goal. Maybe placing the heaters in a different configuration, although we have lights up here that would kind of block that possibility, and we wouldn't be able to get really in the center if, let's say, we place them parallel with these lights right here, say one here, one here. We're not going to get that footprint of heat in the center of this area. So I'm trying to get as much as I can between. Let's just look at the clearance below the heaters. Let's see here. Here we go. And you can see I have it just right at 18 inches from my 5'2" inch diameter fan. If it's a little bit smaller, then I'd like to get this heater a little bit closer into the center. That way we have a really warm uniform space between both of these seating areas. So that would be my goal, because I'm just not getting the crossover ray I really like to in between here. I'd like to get probably almost a foot and a half to 2 feet almost, and I'm only about 6 inches there. All right, let's turn that clearance off, and the clearance above is 6 inches, and that's just based on using the OEM brackets. Now, one thing I think this customer mentioned, they do not want to go with the control system, so they're going to select to go with a duplex switch. A duplex switch would turn one bulb on, one bulb off. That would require 4 switches somewhere located, in a area that is accessible pretty easily. Now they also mentioned being able to heat up this bar stool area, and I'm just gonna move one of these bar stools back a little further so you can see that, you know, even with placing the bar stool back further, we're not going to really be hit by this ray back here at all. So the only way that we can really do it is by placing additional heaters over here. Let's see if I can turn those off right now so they're not a distraction, but yeah, just placing some heaters. I do have them on the edge. Unfortunately, let's just move that real quick. Alright, so, and by the way, this is kind of the orientation I was talking about before, but I just wouldn't get the center area heated well with a fan of that dimension. That's why I chose the other orientation. But you'd have to put additional heaters out here. Now, a 6,000 watt unit might be a little hot. These are the 6,000s again for a bar stool seating height. So you might turn these into 4,000 watt single element units, but then you would have no control. And again, this is a cold climate, so I'm not quite sure how much heat you really would prefer to have out here. There's this barbecue section, and obviously we're heating up this whole area here. If you just choose to put one heater out there, your footprint of heat is going to be about 10 feet wide here with a 6,000 watt unit, and it would be the same with a 4,000 watt unit, just not as intense. The intensity allows the heater's light wave to travel further, giving a more intense amount of infrared. So that's good in colder climates, not so good in warmer climates. You really want to be able to adjust that or make them the appropriate size. Again, if this was in Southern California, I might go even with a 3,000 watt unit here above the bar stools, but in this colder climate I might go up to the 6,000 watt. You could actually even change this angle slightly outwards to reach more of the space here, so that the more intense heat is just right on top of you. But again, that 6,000 watts is going to be a little heavy, so something to consider. All right, well, that's what I have for you today. I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and would like us to evaluate your project, just send us an email to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and patioheat.com. And if you wouldn't mind, give us a thumbs up. That helps with our YouTube algorithms. We don't advertise and we don't monetize, so the only way we can get our message across is by your help with that button there. Thank you very much and have a great day.